it's now my honor to get to introduce our graduation keynote speaker to you. Like many great artists, Simone Silva has worked hard and endured the challenges that go along with having a cultural background. Simone Silva was born in Mexicali, Mexico, and grew up in the Imperial Valley near the Mexico-California border. This served as a constant reminder of his ancestors. Silva's family survived by picking fruits and vegetables. Yes, his roots are those of a migrant farm worker. It was during this time he aspired to attend college. He started at Imperial Valley College, where he received his Associate of Arts degree. In 1986, he received a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Illustration from the Art Center of College of Design here in Pasadena. Simone Silva's renowned artwork has appeared in many distinguished places around the world. Simone Silva wants to help create a society of critical thinkers and problem solvers, which will bring change to our world. Simone is bringing creativity back. Please welcome Mr. Simone Silva.
Good evening. Buenas noches. Both an honor and a privilege to commencement speaker. As you heard, I'm a product of graduating from a community college just like you this evening. And all of you should be extremely proud, just like I am, from graduating from community college. So congratulations, felicidades, for all your effort. I heard some passionate cries from this side of the audience, and I know there's some amazing parents, friends, families, so I want to say a few words to you. My parents, unfortunately, did not attend any of my graduations, and that hurt pretty bad. So the fact that you, as parents, family members, as friends, are here supporting the graduate, thank you for being here. Your love, yes. Your love and unconditional support is priceless. Padres de familias, amigos, parientes, muchas gracias por estar aquí con sus hijos, agradando esta noche. Su apoyo y su amor condicional es algo que no se puede comprar. Todos los billones de dólares en el mundo. Padres, desafortunadamente no fueron a ninguna de mis graduaciones y su presencia me da mucho orgullo. Muchas gracias por estar aquí esta noche. Thank you. I read somewhere that truth is based on who can make the strongest argument. This evening, I want to make the strongest argument possible for the truth about each and every one of us, each and every one of you, and also the truth about the arts and creativity. Many of you, many of us, have not been told all the truth about yourselves, about ourselves, and most importantly, the importance of the arts and creativity in the 21st century. First of all, the truth about each and every one of you. All of you are amazingly intelligent, incredibly creative, and superbly unique. I now believe that the greatest asset that each and every one of us has isn't necessarily going to be our money, our education, our intelligence, or our position. It's truly going to be our uniqueness in our individuality. The fact that there's no one else in the world like you should be enough for you to make sure that you live your life interestingly and greatly. The arts are fundamental for making us 21st century ready. Our education system should have revealed to us that the reason why we really embark on this journey called education isn't about job or the grades necessarily. They should have revealed to us that at the core, at the center of a great education, we'll find all of our abilities, all of our intelligences, and more importantly, the importance of self. The fact that you're incredibly unique, the fact that we're all incredibly unique. When we know the truth about ourselves, we'll discover many of our abilities and many of our intelligences. And when we discover this, we're going to be able to bring more into our own lives and into the lives of others. We're still continuing, unfortunately, to ask a very demeaning question, many of our students, which is, what do you want to be when you grow up? The correct question for the 21st century should be, how many things do you want to be when you grow up? Yeah, you can clap for that. We need to open up the floodgates of possibilities for every one of our students. Someone once asked me at a conference if I've always been this intelligent. And the simple answer is that we're all intelligent. All of us, every single one of us. The problem I had, and I think a good example of the problem that I had and that many other people have, is the fact that I was trying to cut down the tree with a knife. And I wasn't aware of the fact there are these things called chainsaws. And I wish I would have been aware of that. If we're not made aware of all of our options, all of our intelligences, all our abilities, our importance, we will continue to live our lives frustrated, unhappy, and unfulfilled. There is way too much amazing information out there, and it's impossible for just one person to access all of that life-changing information. This is why I would ask each and every one of you to surround yourself with gatherers of this life-changing information, life-enhancing information for all of your life. I personally was on the path of living a boring and frustrating life from day one. I was born into a financially challenged family of 11 kids. By the way, financially challenged, dirt poor. Politically correct, dirt poor, right? I grew up being sick and tired of being sick and tired. Tired of watching my dad beat up my mom. Tired of being hungry all the time. And I was tired of black and white television. I wanted some color in my life. I went to school because I felt safer in school than I did in my own home. And of course, the lady. It's always about. I eventually, during class, compiled a list of things that I wanted in my future. I wanted to marry a beautiful lady. Who doesn't, right? I wanted lots of food, lots of money, a new car, a weenie dog. That dogs were cool. But more importantly, I wanted somebody to look at me and say, that is a VIP person. That's what I wanted most of all. However, things got worse, a lot worse. At the early age of 6, I became what is called a migrant field worker, and we traveled as far north as Oregon, Washington State every summer. My father loved it because in Washington State, the sun doesn't set till about 10:30 at night, and you could literally work us till 6:30 or 7:30 at night. Of course, my parents would take us out of school about a month early. We would come back about a month and a half late, depending on how the crops were that particular summer. This always left me feeling as though I was always trying to play catch up to everyone else. Based on my hardships and my many undesirable experiences, I came to a conclusion that the world would be better off with the presence of Simon Silva in it. And boy, I'm so glad that I was wrong. There was no educational support from my parents, who viewed education simply as a waste of time. So they pulled out my brothers and sisters in junior high and the rest of them high school. Same thing was going to happen. And of course, working in the fields for the rest of my life didn't sound appealing whatsoever. This was not for me. With the influence of many key teachers and some amazing friends, I decided that my future would be found in the continuation of my education. However, I was incredibly scared of my father, so I did the next best thing that any macho guy. I cowered and I asked my mom to do my dirty work. My father responded by trying to kick us both out of the house. He tried to beat us both up, and he called us a whole bunch of bad words, both Spanish, English, some other foreign language. Every time he became drunk, trilingual. Kind of a beautiful story, yes. However, luckily for me, my mom, like many moms around the world, continued to make things happen. Thank you, Mom. They continue to make things happen because they can and they will. So thank you, mothers, again. My mom got together with my two aunts. They formed their own little gang, if you want to call it that, and they forced my dad to let me go to college. I was college bound, and I decided to attend the Imperial Valley College in Central California since I had no idea what I was doing, what to expect, and what to expect. My father definitely thought I was crazy by announcing that I was majoring in art, and I was made to feel as though I was picking the worst major on the list. However, I felt that art was going to provide me with the greatest chance of success, and I would take any form of success at that point in my life. After a couple of years at IVC, I transferred to the world-famous Art Center College of Design over there, where, by the way, for the record, I got my only 2 tickets I've ever gotten driving down that hill way too fast. My only 2 tickets. Life at Art Center was intense. It was lonely, and moving back home during break made me doubt my decision to major in art, specifically illustration, especially since my parents thought I was doing porn every time they saw my life drawing sketch. Aside from learning how to draw and paint, the greatest takeaway from my years at Art Center was the discipline, the intense discipline. That discipline has definitely helped me tremendously in my personal success. After 5 years at Art Center, I was finally ready to graduate, and I gave my familia 6 months' notice. I thought, 6 months' notice, that has to be right. Unfortunately, it wasn't. My parents, unfortunately, did not show up. But I thought, you know what? At least I have my degree, and I know I'm going to be rich and famous. Instead, I found myself $30,000 in debt, extremely poor and hungry, and somewhat lost. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I did not like what I saw. Even though I tried my best, it seemed as though I was starting over and over and over again, just like the movie Groundhog Day, minus. So how did I get here? How did Simon Silva turn into 6.5? I was introduced to this magical thing called literature. And boy, are books special, especially in my life. It was through literature that I was able to re-nurture my curiosity and find my self-identity. The arts have been misunderstood, underappreciated, in many cases, just horribly disrespected. The arts and everything they encompass have been and always will be the one thing that can heal us, inspire us, motivate us, and help us find our true self. It was Albert Einstein who said, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious." Like Mr. Einstein, Simon Silva has no special talent. But because of the art, I've become passionately curious about everything. My wife is still trying to talk about dress. And I still want to continue to know more about Simon Silva's undiscovered ability. We engage in creative disciplines because each art form nurtures our sensibility to problems, ideas, or solutions, as well as creating clarity and a more dynamic existence for everyone if you want it. We become multidimensional because each art form develops different aspects of ourselves. We are now in the 21st century, and our education system is now focusing on so-called 21st century skills, things like improvisation, creativity, communication, individuality, curiosity, critical thinking. And it was Mr. Einstein who said, in order for us to maintain our leadership position in the world, it's not going to be dependent on how well we teach math and science, but on how well we teach individualism. I heard he was smart. Listen, believe it or not, we all of us had 90 to 95% of things called the 21st century skills as children before we even entered school, and tragically, we lost many of them. Many of us lost them before we entered school, and now we're being required to regain them back even as professionals. And I'm telling you that the arts are the perfect vehicle to re-nurture what many of us have lost. I was once asked if I was afraid to embark on practicing several art forms at once, speaking, the writing, and the painting. My answer was quite simple. I said, I was more afraid when I had no idea who Simon Silva was. And now that I know who Simon Silva is, there is no room for fear. I'm completely controlled, just like a child, by my curiosity and my creativity. I want to leave you with a list of things that I've come to understand now that I'm old and gray at the ripe age of 58. I've come to understand that I won't have enough time to do everything I want to do. Time passes by very quickly. I've come to understand that all of us matter regardless of your background, your story, your gender, or social status. I've come to understand that hardships are a great thing. Hardships can help us overcome obstacles in our life. Boy, are they going to come. I've come to understand that age is more than a number. It can be a discount, aches and pains, height shrinkage, wisdom, gray areas, and a personal destination to a better you. I've come to understand that education is obviously incredibly important, but we need to know why it's important. Yes, it can be a great job, money, new car smell, becoming a foodie, front row seat, your own house, becoming a lifelong learner, or creating a better version of ourselves. Overall, there are very few differences between all of you graduates here and me. I know for a fact that all of you are amazingly intelligent, incredibly creative, and superbly unique. Because of the art, I now have several ways to express my ideas and my thoughts. They are no longer stuck in my head. Please look at art to help you articulate what's in between your ears so that you can prove to everyone in the world that all of you are amazingly intelligent and creative. All of you are that and much more. Simon Silva is living proof that art can and will do this for you. Again, congratulations, felicidades, and I'm incredibly proud of each and every one of you and your efforts. One last thing, maybe the most important thing. If any of you are having carnitas this evening, please invite me. Thank you again for this wonderful opportunity. God bless and good luck.